We are live, Bay State running, as we take our senior salute around the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I am making my last stop of the evening in Walpole, Massachusetts, the home of the Rebels. Arguably, guys, a very, very talented team with nothing but upside. I want to first say to you guys is that I first met you guys 3 years ago, where the respect was earned. Respect is earned before it's given. I'll shout out to Tyler and Nate and Shane first, because respect was earned before it's given. Historically, I was looking at the stats, and I thought Wakefield was the team to beat. And the Walpole Rebels had something different that day. They had something very different in mind. They were like, you may think that they're going to win. We have a plan for you, Coach H. And I want to say to you guys, from that moment on, you know, respect was definitely earned. Respect was earned, and I closely followed the boys and girls program. And I want to say salute, because you guys are in a tough Bay State conference. And to see you guys perform at a high level was really, refreshing. So I went from being a critique to a fan. The guy that was critiquing became a fan of you guys individually and as a team. So let's just first start off with, I'll start with you, Steve, because Steve, those guys are my distance guys. So Steve, you don't always get the per se the props and the highlights, because distance is really strong at Walpole. Boys and girls team have phenomenal runners, but you, Steven, were crushing it, absolutely crushing it. Let's start with this question, and you guys can all chime in. When did you guys believe that you could be really good at the sport of track and field? Start with you, Steve. Speak up. Can't hear you.
Steve, you're on mute.
Bro, you're mute. Steve, you're on mute.
Oh, yeah.
Am I set now?
Yeah. Speak up a little bit.
So it started sophomore year when Coach had this end of season meeting, and he sat me down, and he's like, next year, you guys, the team can be really good. So
Unmute.
Steve, go on your phone.
back soon.
All right. When Steve will come back. No, he'll come back. So I'll just start with, let me start with, we'll work our way from Nathan, Tyler to Shane. So Nathan, start with you.
Yeah, so I feel like that moment for me, probably sophomore year. I remember I started off the season running JV, and there was a time where I made the transition from going like in the middle of the pack of JV to I started like really winning the JV races by like a good amount, like competing with like my teammate Ryan Stockwell. So like that was the big confidence boost where I knew like at that point I was a varsity athlete, and it was time I started like competing up with them and working my way up the varsity ranks.
Oh, did you work your way up? Did you work your way up? And you were a very key component to that team's success. Tyler, first and foremost, congratulations, UMass Lowell. I just saw that in the last week. So Tyler, you've been up there. Like, it seems like, I don't want to say there was a hit on you, but like you and Shane were like the faces of the program, the top three guys. So it seemed like everyone in D3 cross country were all gunning for you guys. How did it go from being, in one sense, not necessarily the underdog, but the favorites? How was that transition?
It was good. It was definitely a lot of pressure. Obviously, we didn't win the division this year during cross country, which kind of sucked. But we kind of we weren't like lackadaisical, but like we definitely kind of slowed up a little bit. And I mean, I don't know, because we won the division as juniors, and we're totally gonna win it as seniors. And then that just like didn't happen because Milton came out of nowhere and just like destroyed us. But
Yeah,
we
great
did
team.
beat Milton. Yeah, we beat Milton at home as our coach put it, like a 3-round fight, which was kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie. People doesn't do this stuff, so like that was really stupid because we beat them at home, and then Gibbons like, oh, we're gonna whoop their ass at division, and we get to divisionals and we just get stomped, and it just wasn't even fair. I feel like Giblin, I don't know, he kind of like not pumped. I don't even know what you call it. Yeah, Giblin definitely. I don't know. I can't even put the sentence together. But being juniors were really fun. We had a lot of fun during that race and after. But yeah, it was tough. I guess you could say. Yeah.
Steve is back.
Yes, I'm back. Sorry, I had to download the app real quick, so it
It's
took
all
a
good.
little while.
Steve, you have the platform. Then after Steve, it'll go to Shane. So Steve, when did you think you could do it? You said sophomore year and said, I have a plan.
Yeah, so Coach said, I have a plan. So he literally, from that day, he was like, I know we can win D3s indoors next year as a team. We have all the pieces. We just have to put it together, do some good off-season training and put it all together. And we ended up putting it all together. So at that moment, at that sit down, I really knew that us as a team and like as an individual, we could really make it and make a big impact on the Massachusetts track and field scene.
And you guys definitely did that. Shane, same thing for you. Because if I'm correct, Shane, you used to play football. Like,
Yeah.
How did we football, cross country?
Yeah. Well, it was either between cross country and golf, and I was kind of just sick of football for like 8 years, I believe. So I just wanted to try something new. Most of my friends are doing golf. I gave that a shot, and I really liked everyone on the team, and it was a great experience.
Thank you for sharing that. You guys all mentioned that that junior year, and that was an amazing race, and yeah, you guys were definitely locked in. Shout out to Ryan Stockwell, and like you'd be surprised, like we all knew you guys because I'm in D3 and I'm just looking at the roster and we're looking at where's everyone in the race. It was definitely a fun moment for me. But I want to give your head coach a shout out because I've never really got to have like an in-depth conversation. It's been like in passing, what's up, coach? And I keep it pushing. But he's a mysterious man, but he knows what he's doing. First and foremost, what's his name? Because I want to give him his props.
Timothy Giblin.
Coach Giblin is the truth, okay? He is the truth. Can you guys all touch upon it individually, how instrumental he has been in your development and in the program and the resurgence of the Rebels?
Yeah, I'll start off. Like, I think for me, Coach Giblin has been the guy that really like pushed me to my limits and kind of made me have the mindset of like no excuses. He's such like a guy that's so straightforward. So like there was no like, oh, like I don't want to finish the workout today, or I can't do this, I can't do that. You just kind of look you in the eye and say like, get it done. I don't want to hear it. And just kind of that over and over it's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of hard love, but in the end of the day, it gets the job done. And that's why we were there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that. And like, he's definitely an odd man, but he's a great coach and funny person. But he's really good at getting us into shape for when we need to be. And he works hard on us like every day and gets us ready for when we need to be.
Yeah, he actually wasn't really my coach throughout the 4 years. I had the middle distance coach, sprinters coach, but I did do cross country this year. and he really showed me how to really like push it and actually get in good shape. So I got like a good base for like the distance. So he can really transform you just like that in one season.
And that helped you in that 600, my friend.
Definitely, yes.
Helped you tremendously.
Yeah.
Tyler.
Oh, I should probably talk about Gillen. I think as like a freshman, I didn't really know. He was super weird. Like, I don't. It was weird. He like stalked me in middle school. He would like come to the middle school meets and he'd be like, "Oh, hi, I'm like the head high school coach for Walpole." Like, and then he like sent us letters and stuff. I feel like Nathan and Jane. Did you guys get those?
Yeah, I got those.
You know, yeah, Nathan did.
Yeah, for running a 7:30 mile in middle school. Yeah, I got that.
He totally starts us out like he starts his recruiting like when we're young, which is good, and it like really shows that he cares about like the program and like how well we do. And he just, as Nathan touched upon, he just keeps pushing you and like he keeps pushing you to your limits and like just kind of like pushes you not over the edge, but he sees your full potential and just kind of like goes with it. Because like as workouts go on, he just like keeps putting the times faster and he keeps getting better and better.
He's good at like finding like that little sliver between like pushing you to your max and like overboard. So he finds like the perfect mix.
He's also very passionate with like cross country and track. He always does his research and like tells us what we need to do to basically win the meets. And he goes in, does a bunch of research, what we have to place and how we need to perform on meet days.
His spreadsheets are serious. He makes some serious spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Yo, Coach G, you are loved, man. And I want to give him a special salute because it's not fair to judge a book by its cover. When I look at him, I'm like, is this dude going to a concert? You got the he's supposed to go to like a heavy metal concert, a punk rock concert. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't wear like Coach apparel. Like,
Yeah.
It's not about the apparel. It's about what's in here, and it's in here. That's what makes him an amazing coach. Guys, so you had a great run, obviously, a fantastic 4 years. And unfortunately in our sport, it comes with the peaks and valleys, right? I know you guys all had your moments of glory, but can we first start with what was the lows, or if there was a low, what was the low and how did you persevere and battle that moment to get to triumph?
Hey, Coach H, we're going there.
I'd say one of the lows, I forget what race it was. It was in Rentham. Maybe like it was, someone can help me out with the race. I know we lost like Wakefield and all those teams. It was this year.
Oh, was it this year?
Oh, like
yeah,
Frank,
but there's been a lot of races where the entire team shows up and we all run awful races, and we get like, I know we showed up to Ocean State, we did horrible. We showed up to Hampshire, we did awful. We showed up to we've shown up to a lot of invitationals and just terrible. But I think it's been something that we've gotten good at is just when we fail as a collective, we fail, and then when we win, we also win when it matters. So I think that's one of the things that like we've always been good at is like putting stuff behind us and just getting at it the next week.
Someone else. Steve.
Well, unfortunately, my low was the winter season. I got a double stress fracture in my legs, so I had to slowly make it back. So right now I'm on the come up, trying to train and everything. I'm still limited by the amount of stuff I can do, but I'm trying to persevere so I can be successful in the next 4 years, college, hopefully, and be able to make an impact there.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I feel like Nathan definitely like talked about our races and stuff. I think it was it Ocean State when we were juniors where we like all did terrible.
Yeah.
And we all like showed up and like we all ran like 17:30s, 18 minutes. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
And like someone told us to go do like a 5-mile cool down, and we all like collectively started laughing at them, and it didn't go well.
Yeah.
And then like at that point, I think we all like really came together as a team. It was like, all right, guys, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna have a good season, and we really built off that race, like not have a repeat of that race.
Yeah, there was a day after a race where Goodwin had made us stay there for an extra hour. We just sat down in a circle on Rentham course, and he just kind of looked us in the eye and said, like, at the pace we're going at right now, we're not even going to get top 10 in D3s for this year. So he just kind of looked us right in the face, like right in the eye. We just kind of like, if you guys don't change something, then we're going to not do well. We're going to lose to a lot of teams in divisionals.
He was very straight up with us.
Yeah, very straight up.
Shane.
I personally, my low would probably be like freshman or freshman and sophomore year at the class meet at divisionals. Just I really was hoping to run faster, place better, and help my team, but I just fell apart both those years on those days and just ran really bad. And I don't know exactly I know I had shin splints like freshman year and sophomore year thick, but I ran like really bad. And looking back, that was probably my biggest low.
Well, just to share with you guys, for a coach who's in Division III, those days gave me so much confidence. I'm like, boys, look at Walpole. They're struggling. We have a shot, guys. We can do it. So it was like, when you guys are the defending champions, right? And we're like, wait a minute. Stark is struggling to break 18 minutes? I'm like, boys, we have a shot. So it was like, I'm being very transparent, guys. Like, my top 3, I was like, where is the Rebel jersey? If you see a Rebel jersey right next to you, that's who you're running with. Period.
Honestly, I don't even blame you for thinking that. I think up until like postseason, we were not relevant.
So, so after you guys winning it, because, like we were being honest. We were like, all right, Shane's probably going to try to win it. But Tyler, those boys after that, we're going after those boys right there. So it was like, so it's a give and take. Like, you guys may have at that time, but you still managed to get it together. You still managed to pull it together. And be honest, some say this past D3 in cross country, arguably one of the best in years. If you look at, because we weren't in a position to take it as like qualify as a team, we were just trying to make the wild card. And if you had looked the last 4 years, 17 flat got in as a wild card individual. And obviously coming from the city, BPS, we've never made it as a team. So the first time ever in my life, I had 3 boys sub 17 who would have made it as an individual any other year. They didn't make it. That's how competitive D3 was this year. And then, like you guys alluded, salute to Bobby Carew and those boys. Like,
that was a great race.
That came out of nowhere. So it was like, you guys being the defending champs and being Division III, that raised my game as a coach. And I'm telling you, Nathan, Ryan Stockwell, if you're listening, I had you guys in a bullseye. Boys, you see that singlet? We're going after those boys right there. Oh, man.
Damn.
Yeah, it's what it was, Nathan. I'm just trying to tell you. We wasn't going to run with Tyler and Shane because those are the guys that are going to mix it up at the top. But we were like, we have a shot. And truth be told, this was the best finish that Boston Public School has ever had as a team. This past D3, we were 8th. And I had 3 boys sub 17, and I was happy man. Usually I would have walked out of Rentham with my head down, pissed, but I was very happy that my boys competed and my girls competed, and that's what it's all about. So now we have, unfortunately, COVID, and COVID has slowed things down. And I agree with Coach. You guys have pieces to run a filthy SMR, filthy DMR. There's so much talent amongst the team. And now, because of COVID, we're not competing. But I wanted to definitely share with you guys that, like I said, when I first met you guys, because I've been doing this since you guys, like your sophomore year in regards to Bay State running and announcing and being in front of the camera. So I kind of felt that I grew with you guys. and to just really say to you that I just appreciate how you guys competed, how you guys performed, and most important, there was more I see of the lows than the highs. I felt that there was a lot of pressure on you guys because you guys were good as juniors. You were returning a team that had a shot to win D3, potentially do some real damage at the O-State level, and also individual glory. But to see you guys still persevere through that, battle that adversity, I'm just so happy to hear that you guys are taking your talents to the next level. So individually, Bryant, UMass Lowell, BC, Northeastern, everyone's staying local. I'll start with you, Shane, and we'll work our way down. Shane, why Northeastern?
Well, that was my first visit, and I loved it there. Like, the whole team and the coaches and just the whole experience of staying there, and the kids were really nice. And then the academic part, it was definitely a big draw with the co-op program. It just felt right when I went there, so I went with my gut and decided to go there. It's not far from home either.
Yep, and your roommate will be Tyler Brogan, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I just want to say I'm happy as a Bostonian that like Northeastern has really made an effort to like grab a bunch of local kids, so I could see the program. The Huskies are gonna be the real deal in the near future. Steven, BC, Eagles, yes. ACC, my man.
Yeah.
About to get it really, really serious for you.
Yes, definitely.
Why BC?
So my grandfather actually went to BC, and he was a decathlete there. So I really wanted to follow through in his steps. So I'm going. He studied physics there, and I really want to follow in his path there and everything. So he's always been like a really big inspiration for me. So BC was always, since a kid, I always really wanted to go there. So right when I saw the opportunity to go through track there, I jumped on the opportunity, and I just can't wait to go there.
Wow, that's so amazing. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Good to you, Tyler. Nathan, Bryant College. You're still local. It's right. It's not that far from Walpole, right? What, 30, 40 minutes max?
Yeah, it's like 30-ish.
And you are not going to run, but you're going to focus on your academics?
Yeah, so I'm not going to end up running there, but maybe I'll join a club team or something. I guess we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, I'll be more there as just a student that runs on the side.
But to say that you don't have a lifelong skill set in sport of running, you do. I just want to share this with you, that I did the interview with Tim Ritchie, who's the UMass Amherst head coach. I don't know if you saw it. And Tim, as a junior, barely broke 5 minutes. Didn't even break 10 minutes as a junior in high school. Now he's a professional runner for Saucony. And he's the head coach for UMass Amherst. So you never know, my man, what the future beholds for you. And Tyler, you're going to arguably one of my favorite programs in the entire nation. Loaded with talent. They are loaded. It's not going to be what you were accustomed to the last 4 years. We have your strong seven. There's like 30 kids up there that can run with you, right?
Oh, I know that.
So
there's so much talent there.
So why UMass Lowell? Knowing that you had this tight camaraderie amongst your boys. Now you're going to school where it's not survival of the fittest. They have that same camaraderie there, but there's so many boys in line ready to get after it.
Yeah, I mean, Westfield State was my number one choice for the longest time, and then after all states during cross country, UMass Lowell, like, they emailed me, and they were like, hey, like, you should come up for a visit. You had a really great race. I was like, okay, I'll, like, consider it. And my dad was like, Tyler, what are you doing? Like, UMass Lowell is a significantly better program than Westfield because, like, D1 versus D3. And then, like, I went out for a visit, and there was, like, so many guys. There's so much talent. I was like, this is the place I want to be, where I can, like, grow as a runner and, like, grow as a student. So, yeah.
Fellas, so this weekend is Mother's Day. And that first coach in your life, can we talk to the very first coaches? Salute to the dads, by the way. But can we acknowledge that special lady in your life? You guys can individually just, take a moment to just talk to your mom. She was the very first coach that you ever got. Can we give her some props? Any man can go.
I mean, I'll go first. I think when I was a freshman, we had a race at Norwood. It was Bay State Conference, and this was like the race to get on top 10 for postseason to be on like the divisionals roster. I think it was freshman year. Nick Shane, you remember that at all or no?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was freshman year, right? Okay. And then I was running and like I kept passing people, and I feel like that was my breakout season to go from JV, like beginning of JV to like end of varsity, and then that race like really like pushed me, and then I started passing all the upperclassmen, and I finished, and I think I was like 10th on the team or 10th on the roster, which means I had a spot for the divisionals team, and like my mom was at the finish line, and she like gave me the biggest hug, and she was like so proud, and like it just made me like really happy, and it just made me show like it just, like kind of showed like how like, she was always there for me, like she was always like gonna be there for me as like a coach, even though she wasn't like my actual coach. So.
Shout out to you, Mr. Sullivan. Shout out to you, guys. Next one.
I'll go. So I'd say it's not like a super well-known thing, but back in 5th grade, I competed at a national level for jump roping, but I'm saying like to get to that level and to go through all those regional and even that national competition, like obviously I had like a coach through the school, but it was really my mom that was like the one that pushed me to practice, flew out to California with me and like got me in the mindset ready to compete. And like I guess she was the one that really put the effort into me and really turned me from just like a 5th grade boy to someone that was like had the shot to go win a national championship.
Wow. Salute to you, Mom. Salute to you. Happy Mother's Day. Fellas.
Well, for my mom, actually after freshman year, I was supposed to do basketball in the winter, but I ended up getting cut, and I was kind of like lost. I didn't really know what to do. And my mom was like, she was like begging me to do track, like all this and stuff like that. I was like, I don't know, I'm not sure. And then she like kept on like convincing me, and then I ended up doing it. And I mean, she's always right. She hasn't been wrong yet. So like she
You're
really
right, man.
Really has guided me throughout my life, and without her, I don't know where I really would be right now.
Yup, they're right, man. The mother instinct, they know, man. Shane.
Yeah.
I would just like to thank my mom for coming to like basically all the meets and always being there for me to cheer me on, and having her there is like really big. Like it's a lot, gives me motivation when I'm racing, and always see her in the same spot every single meet. Basically, I know where she's gonna be and what she's always cheering me on, and it really helps. And then like, especially when like at the bigger meets when like they bring like at nationals last year with Steve, like our parents came down, and having them there was definitely really helpful. Like whether it be like just driving us around or like cheering us on or trying to help us like get our bib numbers, they're just so helpful. And like I don't think we could have done it without them, and it's really nice having them there.
So fellas, I graduated high school in 1996. Walpole has some amazing runners. Shout out to my main man, Tim Semino, Kevin Gray. But since then, it seems like you guys, this class was so special. You guys were the resurgence of the Rebels. And I want to say salute to that. I couldn't pay attention too much in like the mid-2000s. I didn't start coaching until 7 years ago. And it'll be my 5th year as a head coach this fall. My first 2 years, I was an assistant. But from my perspective, I got to watch you guys grow. And I really believe that you guys were the catalyst. The senior class was so special that you really put the Rebels back on the map. And like, because the Bay State had, Brookline's been good. Newton North's always been good, right? But then you guys just came in, stuck your nose in, and started competing at a high level. So I just want to say to you guys, like I said, I became a fan of you and your program, just watching you guys just deal with the peaks and valleys and the highs and the lows, the wins and the losses. You guys, you know, when you won, you smiled. When you lost, you cried. And you guys showed me you were human. Like, you know, like you really cared, the empathy, and you were no different than your coach. Like you bodied your head coach, and I love that, man. Unfortunately, guys, because I don't have the Zoom Pro, I only have 40 minutes, and they're telling me I got 4 minutes left. But I want you guys to have this platform and say that, listen, what can you say to the next wave of Walpole Rebels? Because you guys have left so much evidence, so much testimony that if you believe in yourself, if you trust your coaching staff, you can be a state champion, you can win, you can run at any level. What can you say to the next group of Walpole Rebels, fellas?
I'll go first. So I think to all the freshmen and everybody else coming up, you just have to buy into the program and buy into what Giblin and Gancher and all the other coaches are saying, because they've been through it, and they've because Gancher was a D1 runner, and I feel like Giblin has coached so many athletes of different calibers, and he knows what he's doing. Obviously, because if you look at us, we came from middle school, we came from football, and it's just he knows what he's talking about. And sometimes you don't think he does, but he really does. And just kind of buy into the program and just go with it.
Yeah, I would say just I mean, you can go, Steve.
Well, in the great words of Joel Embiid, I would say trust the process. All the workouts might seem really hard and unjust at the moment, but really the coaches really are just trying to get your best out of you, trying to reach your full potential. So really just be patient with everything, be patient with the workouts, be patient with the coaches and everything, and they really will show you how to become successful. You just gotta follow their word pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say I mean, running's one of the sports where for most people you come out and you're not amazing at it. You just gotta keep going for it. And over time, it'll start getting better. So, I guess for the underclassmen, it's they very well might not fill our shoes next year, the year after that, but that shouldn't bear them down if they don't score top 3 in divisionals next year. They just got to keep working at it, and then eventually they'll be there.
Yeah, I agree with all that. And just really for them, if they trust the coaches, I think they can eventually just come up and be just as good as we were. And I definitely have a lot of faith in them, and if they work just as hard as they have the past couple of years, and listen to the coaches and just work hard, I think they can just be where we were.
Guys, I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you for believing in yourself. I started off this Zoom meeting with respect is earned before it's given, and that state championship and moving forward, you guys definitely earned my respect. It was so easy for me to say, because I've gone to camps with the Wakefield coach, with the Wakefield kids. I'm very tight with the Wakefield coach. So it was easy to be Wakefield has it. They have all the talent, and you guys proved us wrong. And then Steven and Nathan, guys were unsung heroes. I would watch, Tyler, you would be going against some of the top tier runners in the state in the 2 mile. And, Shane, you always had a bullseye on your back because you're one of the best mid-distance guys in the state, 8,000. So everyone was always gunning for Walpole. That's how I felt in the last 2 years. And you guys did it with grace. You did it with class. And it was a pleasure to watch your development. I know I'm under less than a minute, so I was going to cut off. I just want to say on behalf of Bay State Running, guys, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to watch you guys develop into the young men that you are. And I know this world is going to be a bright, better place because you gentlemen are taking your talents to the next level. And I ask you to just do 2 things, please, is be transparent with your coaches. Make sure you continue to pay it forward. Talk to the next wave of Rebel runners. And for me, my last one is don't forget us at Bay State Running. as you guys go on to your respective careers, your respective institutions, as we try to build this website, we want to move into the collegiate ranks. Please just check in with me, Shep, or any of my colleagues, because you guys have been really instrumental in me, in my development as a person, coach, announcer, whatever, you know, and I really appreciate you guys for everything and just taking this time out to sit down and chop it up with me, man. Other than that, peace and blessings, guys. I wish you nothing but success. I know that you guys have nothing but the talent to be successful.